The Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of this land. We pay our respects to elders past and present, their descendants who are with us today, and those who will follow in their footsteps. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers are advised that the following video may contain images and voices of deceased persons.
Mr. Speaker, I move that today we honour the Indigenous peoples of this land, the oldest continuing cultures in human history. We reflect on their past mistreatment. We reflect in particular on the mistreatment of those who were stolen generations, this blemished chapter in our national history. The time has now come for the nation to turn a new page in Australia's history by righting the wrongs of the past and so moving forward with confidence to the future. We apologise for the laws and policies of successive parliaments and governments that have inflicted profound grief, suffering and loss on these our fellow Australians. We apologise especially for the removal of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children from their families, their communities and their country. For the pain, suffering and hurt of these stolen generations, their descendants and for their families left behind, we say sorry. To the mothers and the fathers, the brothers and the sisters, for the breaking up of families and communities, we say sorry. And for the indignity and degradation thus inflicted on a proud people and a proud culture, we say sorry. We, the Parliament of Australia, respectfully request that this apology be received in the spirit in which it is offered, as part of the healing of the nation. For the future, we take heart, resolving that this new page in the history of our great continent can now be written. We today take this first step by acknowledging the past and laying claim to a future that embraces all Australians. A future where this Parliament resolves that the injustices of the past must never, never happen again.
The national apology elicited a wide range of emotions amongst those who were impacted. While it could never undo the injustices of the past, many felt that a vital first step in the healing process had begun. In September 2010, the Honourable Ken Wyatt, Noongar Yamatji man from Western Australia, was elected into the Federal House of Representatives and became Australia's first elected Aboriginal member in the lower house. His first speech in 2010 provided the opportunity for an Aboriginal response in the Parliament. In his speech, he paid tribute to his mother, who was a member of the Stolen Generations, and thanked the former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd on behalf of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples for the apology.
The apology to the stolen generation has been a powerful instrument in the healing of both our people and our nation. The apology was acknowledged and received in the spirit for which it was offered. When the former Prime Minister delivered the apology on the 13th of February 2008 in this chamber, I shed tears for my mother and her siblings. My mother and her siblings, along with many others, did not live to hear the words delivered in the apology. which would have meant a great deal to them individually. I felt a sense of relief that the pain of the past had been acknowledged and the healing could begin. Mr. Speaker, at that point, the standing orders prevented an Indigenous response. On behalf of my mother, her siblings, and all Indigenous Australians, I, as an Aboriginal voice in this chamber, say thank you for the apology delivered in the Federal Parliament. And I thank the Honourable Kevin Rudd for honouring his commitment to the stolen generation.
Policies of child removal left a legacy of trauma and loss that continues to affect most Aboriginal communities, families, and individuals today. It broke important cultural, spiritual, and family ties and has left a lasting and intergenerational impact on the lives and well-being of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Australians. 10 years on, there is still much work to be done to support the healing in communities. It is important to acknowledge the past, celebrate our shared history, and continue to work together to build a better future for the generations of Australia to come. This video was developed by the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries. Narrated by Phil Wally-Stack. Music by Aboriginal Shows and Productions. Historical images taken at Moore River Native Settlement and New Norcia, courtesy of the Aboriginal Culture and History WA Records Collection. Vision of crowds taken at various locations during the National Apology, courtesy of the 7 Network and Getty Images News. Special thanks to Yokai, Healing Our Spirit, Yorgum Aboriginal Corporation, Aboriginal Shows and Productions, Noongar Radio 100.9 FM, Fringe World Festival, Metropolitan Redevelopment Authority, Parliament of Australia.